This is an important day in the life of the university to celebrate the success of our graduates. It gives me great pleasure to welcome you to the ceremony and to formally declare the congregation of the university open. Please be seated.
Pro-Vice Chancellor. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, graduands, my name is Paul Hayes and I'm a Pro-Vice Chancellor at the university. It is my great privilege to be sharing this precious moment with you, our graduands, and with your parents, partners, family and friends. I'm delighted that so many of you have joined us today, and it's a great honour to welcome you, such a diverse community, including some who have travelled from the far corners of the world. We are now all united in our connection to Portsmouth. On behalf of all of the staff at the university and our visitors here today, I would like to congratulate you, our graduands, on your well-earned achievement. You have demonstrated your capacity for learning, for growing, and for giving. For learning beyond the boundaries of your chosen studies, for growing into outstanding professionals with knowledge and integrity, and for giving your time in making a difference to those around you. We are immensely proud of you and all that you have achieved, and you should be very proud of yourselves. As a busy international port, many journeys start and end in Portsmouth. I hope that you can take a moment today to pause and reflect on your own journey with us, to think of where you have come from, what you have become, and where you are heading. Too often, when we open a newspaper or a browser on our phones, we are faced with a barrage of bad news. It would be so easy to be pessimistic, and then a day like today comes along, and I look out at your faces and I am filled with a sense of optimism. I see passionate, highly skilled people ready to reshape our world. It is a tremendous feeling and a welcome reminder that our future is in good hands. Of course, this does not mean that your journeys are going to be easy, especially now when the future of our country and its relationship with our neighbours is in a state of flux. What is clear, however, is that the demand for the kind of graduate skills you have developed continues to grow. Your University of Portsmouth qualification has real value in the UK and on a global stage, as it provides the edge that will be vital to help you to tackle the many challenges that the world faces. You are graduating from a leading global university. We are committed to providing the very best education and an experience that enables our graduates to make a real contribution to society. We are celebrating being rated as gold in the government's first assessment of teaching excellence. We are one of just 4 universities in the southeast to receive this top grade. An equal cause for celebration is the fact that 96.5% of our graduates from last year were in work or further study within 6 months of graduation, which is a fantastic outcome in the current economic climate. Not only are our graduates more employable and more active in society, they are also, you should be very pleased to hear, far less likely to end up in prison. While the vast bulk of the credit for your achievement in graduating today is clearly yours, I'm sure you would agree that there are others who have played a crucial role. You owe much to your parents, partners, friends, children, who have all helped by encouraging you, providing a shoulder to cry on or a listening ear, and just occasionally, if my own children were anything to go by, some cash. And then there are the staff who have inspired you in your learning and have gone the extra mile to help with a problem. All of these people have kept faith in you and willed you to succeed, and very soon they will get the pleasure of seeing you cross this stage and graduate. I think it's appropriate that you, our graduands, should say thank you to everyone who has supported and helped you along your journey. So, on the count of 3, let's give them a rousing cheer and a thunderous round of applause. And remember, this ceremony is being broadcast on the big screen, so let's make this nice and loud and try and startle a few passers-by. And this is a competition. Hang on. I want this to be the loudest one of the week, okay? So you ready? 1, 2, 3. Probably a bronze medal position so far. Okay, there's no doubt that your degree is valuable, but of course it's your personal enthusiasm and creativity that will now propel you forward. And we want to continue to be a part of your future aspirations. In many ways, you never really leave us, because today is just the beginning of the next step in a lifelong relationship with your university as members of an international community of Portsmouth graduates. Make use of our excellent alumni association and keep in touch as you set out on your future journeys. We want to know where you go next, as you will be the future leaders, thinkers, creators, and innovators. Come back now and again, or stay in contact online to share your experiences and help us to inspire and mentor our future students. Remember that in graduating today, you are part of a privileged minority that has had the advantages of a university education. With that privilege comes responsibility. Reflect upon your obligations as graduates. You are trustees of the skills and abilities that you have developed. Use your talents to help enrich society and make a difference for the benefit of others. Raise aspirations among all those you encounter and set an example in behavior and achievement that others will seek to emulate. You have lived in a diverse environment for the past few years. Take that appreciation of difference and that culture and friendship with you in all that you do. As a Portsmouth graduate, we want you to be successful because your successes and achievements will reflect well upon your university. You are the future, and I would encourage each one of you to grasp the opportunities that present themselves. Be bold, be ambitious, never settle for second best. I congratulate you all on your awards and wish you every success for the future. Thank you. Vice-Chancellor, the University has resolved to confer the degree of Doctor of the University honoris causa upon Alex Hibbard.
Pro-Vice-Chancellor, it gives me great pleasure to present our honorary graduate, Alex Hibbard. Although Alex is widely known for a very diverse career that includes being a public speaker, author, and photographer, above all else, he is best known as a polar expedition leader. Alex has deep connections to our city, as he was born in Southsea, and his early schooling was at Portsmouth Grammar School. He subsequently attended Canford School in Dorset before going to St. Hugh's College at Oxford University to read biology, where he graduated in 2007. Alex's early interest in extreme sports was developed at Oxford, where he was involved in the Oxford University Exploration Club. While studying for his degree, Alex spent 3 months in the United States observing the gray wolf on a reserve in order to study dominance behavior. These early experiences, no doubt, considerably added to his love and drive for his later work in expeditions. In 2008, Alex broke the world record along with teammate George Bullard for the longest unsupported polar journey in history. At 21 years old, Hibbert led the 1,374 statute mile, 113-day Tiso Trans-Greenland expedition. The expedition was notable especially for the youth of the team and for the final week of the expedition, which was completed on dangerously low levels of food. Now, more commonly known as the Long Haul Expedition, it is still the longest fully unsupported Arctic journey in history. In his published works, Alex has described the extraordinary beauty, albeit of the rather harsh landscape that they encountered. Of particular note are the Northern Lights, which he has described as always being different, and rewards for the extraordinarily hard work in undertaking his expeditions. An expedition where a world record is both sought and set is the result of years of preparation and teamwork. In the case of the long haul, it was nearly 4 years in the making. Alex has made the critical point that it is the team that is so essential to undertaking such a monumental task, and credits his dad for counseling him about the importance of recruiting a team that fills gaps that you might have. In order to give some context to this expedition, it's important to note that the Greenland ice sheet is a vast area where temperatures regularly plummet to well below -40, and a lot lower when the wind chill factor is accounted for. In addition, hurricane force winds can appear out of nowhere. For Alex and the team, this meant hauling a sled of 195 kilos in some of the harshest conditions imaginable. It's not surprising then that by the end of the expedition, they'd each lost nearly a third of their body weight. You can see this is not a big man. Significantly, when you're moving across the ice cap with a sled, you are expending so much energy that you have to be relatively lightly dressed with the heavy gear required immediately when you stop traveling. Since his world-breaking record, Alex has been immensely busy with a number of projects. He's authored 2 books titled The Long Haul, which was published by Tricorn Books in March 2010, and another work titled Maybe in 2013. In addition, Alex has published a photographic account of nearly a decade of travel in the Greenlandic Arctic. These books have been widely reviewed very positively and mark a transition in Alex's work, where he's now actively involved in social commentary combined with expedition accounts. These works also reflect his love of photography, and his accomplishments in this area can be discerned from the fact that he was the 3-time finalist in the International Wildlife Photographer of the Year competition. So you might wonder what one does when you break such an incredible world record at such a young age. In Alex's case, he's been involved in the Dark Ice Project. This has involved seeking the geographic North Pole unsupported in the darkness of winter from the last feasible starting point as yet unattained, northern Greenland. There have been 2 attempts which had to be aborted for a variety of reasons, including the life-threatening illness of a teammate and impossible ice pack conditions. Nevertheless, Alex is determined and in training and planning to reach that goal in March 2019. What a remarkable life for a 31-year-old from South Sea who is pushing the frontiers of physical and mental endurance and recording for us some of the most remote and inhospitable landscapes imaginable. Pro Vice-Chancellor, I present Alex Hibbert for the degree of Doctor of the University honoris causa.
By the authority of the university, I confer on you to the degree of the Doctor of the University honoris causa.
Thank you very much. Hello. I'd firstly like to thank the Pro Vice-Chancellor, Pal, for his very kind introduction, and for those responsible for this afternoon for inviting me to become a part of it. I grew up just a few minutes away from here, and Portsmouth is the scene of some of my very first memories. It's where I learned to walk. It's where I learned to talk. It's not where I learned to ski, but I guess you can't have everything. But it was a very formative place for me. So I could spend the next few minutes telling stories about my work, that is, leading journeys in the coldest parts of the world. I could talk about chasing penguins across the Arctic, wrestling polar bears, and leaping 20-foot wide high chasms. But apart from the fact that I've never strictly done any of those things, it's not really the point. It's not the point of today. Today is about celebrating what you've worked hard for, and more excitingly, what you're about to do with it. Many of you will now have reached the ends of your formal, structured, educational journeys. You now have to jump out into the wider world and make a go of it. I want you to think about one thing in particular as you start to make decisions. What you're going to do, where you're going to do it, and why, and for how long, and with whom. It's all too easy to step onto an accepted conveyor belt of life milestones. Graduate, intern for a few months, graduate recruitment scheme, the long work ladder, then retirement at the age that you're told to do so. Sure, this works. It's one way of doing it, but it's not the rule. It's not written anywhere in stone. We're entering a new era where compulsory life stages, particularly surrounding our working lives, simply no longer exist. This isn't scary. The safety net is gone, but you must see it as freedom. You have an entirely blank canvas, and you now have a top education to use as a very springy springboard to launch you right towards that blank canvas. Whether you hit that canvas head first, whether you land gracefully, or you end up backwards, ripping the canvas in half while screaming, "That was quite a ride," is up to you. And that's the crux. It is up to you what you create, why you create it, when you start doing it, when you decide to stop. The only thing that you really control is your time. We only get half a dozen or so decades of adult life, and you must realize from the very start that you own that time, no one else. I'm not even going to suggest the best ways of doing that. My life, frequently sat huddled in a tent at minus 40 degrees, may well not appeal to you at all. In fact, sometimes it doesn't even appeal to me, particularly when I'm the one actually sat in that freezing, noisy tent. If you want to get out there and play the markets and get rich, do it. If you want to help people through science and engineering, do it. If you just want to create things purely for their own sake, and because we as humans have the remarkable gift of being able to do things just for the hell of it, do it. But whilst you're taking on life, do so with your eyes open and with a free, clear mind. Don't be railroaded on how things used to be done. The status quo is good only as a name of a pretty ropey 80s rock band and not as a mantra through which to live a life. I mentioned not only what you do, but who you choose to surround yourself with. It's here that you make your biggest decisions in how you choose partnerships and teams. Someone once told me, someone with the most extraordinary judgment, that you must find the gaps in your own skills and fill those gaps with the skills of other people. Don't pick the weak or the easy to lead or carbon copies of yourself just to make it easier. Create teams for what they're designed to do, achieving more than you can do on your own and for sharing the experience with. Finally, before I stop rabbiting on and give you all a chance to actually graduate, I want a show of hands. Who noticed something I said earlier that didn't sound quite right? Few hands, yeah, okay, we're doing quite well. Good, a few hands. Hopefully you'll have noticed that I talked about chasing penguins across the Arctic. If you watched too many David Attenborough documentaries at uni when you should have been revising for your exams, you'll know that there are no penguins in the Arctic. But what does this mean? It means question everything. Not for its own sake or just to be difficult, even from someone like me stood up here with a brightly colored robe on. Question everything because you are curious about the truth and in finding it. Perhaps take those ideas into the world with you and see what you can do with them. Thank you very much.
Pro-Vice-Chancellor, as Academic Registrar, I confirm that those presented at this ceremony have successfully completed their studies and have satisfied all conditions and requirements of the university.
By the authority of the university, I confirm that all those who are duly qualified are hereby admitted to the awards for which they are presented.
Pro-Vice-Chancellor, I present to you the following successful candidates from the School of Engineering. For the award of Foundation Degree of Engineering in Engineering, with distinction and with the Top Student Award on the Foundation Engineering in Engineering delivered in collaboration with Alton College, presented by Diana Spores for Alton College, Joshua Thomas Hall. Joseph Milsom. Daniel Phillips. Scott Andrew Clive Proverbs. With distinction, Ashley Shergold. For Foundation Degree of Engineering in Marine Systems Engineering, with distinction, Keir Bagwell. Craig Habgood. Christopher Lee. For Bachelor of Engineering in Computer Engineering, Hanan Al-Dalayalan. Rinad Al-Mutari. With first class honours, James Cole. Benjamin Johnson. Kulmiye Mohammed. Andreas Neerchow. Andreas Yanako. For Bachelor of Engineering in Electronic Engineering, Mohammed Ales. Adel Al-Johani. Ibrahim Al-Kahanti. Will Avery. With first class honours, Mark Thomas Ball. Corey Campbell. Young Wei Che. Daniel Davis. Nathan Dodd. Philip Eddy. With first class honours, David Francis. With more first class honours, James Goucher. Matthew Gray. James Hall. Kevin Holloway. With first class honours, Kez Holmes. With first class honours, Sam Humphreys. With first class honours, Paul Hunter. Ben Hunksome. John Ibble. With first class honours, Stephen Johnson. Andrew Deborah. Jonathan Lang. Abba Lawal. Sungli Lim. With first class honours, Mon Kyon Liu. Thomas Mallins. With first class honours, Aaron Marshall. Ben McCaffrey. With first class honours, Raj Mahan. Dennis Dickens. With first class honours, Rachel Ormston. With first class honours and with the school prize for the top project on an undergraduate programme, Matthew Simpson. With first class honours, Luke Thomas. Edward Timpson. With first class honours, Callum Toft. Azri Zari. For Bachelor of Engineering in Electronic Systems Engineering, with first class honours, Thomas Bailey. With first class honours, David Beale. Aidan Brown. With first class honours, Chris Coles. With first class honours, Edward Cook. Olatoyi Eden. With first class honours, Michael Lagan. Godwin Azizor. With first class honours, Carlos Gomez. Bhavika Horsora. Adebayo Jawo. Ian Killeen. Susanna Lakin. Daniel Mahan. With first class honours, Albert Onyendi. With first class honours, Simon Parker. With first class honours, Mark Rasky. With first class honours and the school prize for the best student on a distance learning programme, Josh Wilcox. Ilisanmi Aderemi. For Bachelor of Engineering in Electronic and Telecommunications Engineering with first class honours, Philip Wisniewski. For Bachelor of Engineering in Mechanical Engineering with first class honours, Mohammed Magbi. Yusuf Ali Musa Abduaidi. Faisal Al-Atiq. Abdullah Al-Sharian. With first-class honours, Farzaneh Azizi. Christopher Ballard. With first-class honours, Louisa Barrett. Calm down. With first-class honours, Robert Blackburn. With first-class honours, Harry Boyd. With first-class honours, Adam Breeze. With the ProSig Engineering Project Prize, Tim Brooming. With first-class honours, Alex Burton. Cantapid Chart Faisit. Wen Hu Chia. Bernard Chung. Josh Cornford. With first-class honours, Daniel Cohen. Josh Crockett. Adam Daly. Andrew Thomas Davis. Jose de Souza Brazil. Manan Desai. Tom Dodkins. Matthew Dyke. With first-class honours and with the IMechE Best Student Certificate for BEng Honours Mechanical Engineering presented by Robert Walsh from the IMechE, Samuel David Edwards. With first-class honours, Tarek Albana. With first-class honours, Taylor Elias. With first-class honours and with the school prize for the best student on an undergraduate programme, Abdel Fattah Eneni. Joshua Flint. Sam Flitney. Kirat Gahir. With first-class honours, Ellie Anthony Ghanem. With first-class honours, Sharif Garib. With first-class honours, Andrew Gilbert. Craig James. Jimmy Joshua. Elias Kalinos. Pavarit Klien. With first-class honours, Jia Lu. With first-class honours, Christopher Anthony Lynch. James Markstadt. Ian Mackey. With first-class honours, Charlotte Manley. Sebastian Mansour. Daniel Martin. Mohammed Arifin Mohammed Hassani. William Morgan. Heshanth Muruganandan. Maria Nozarik. Marius Panagiotou. With first class honours, Vasilios Pantsiaros. Robert Patience. With first class honours, Robert Pigeon. With first class honours, Jacob Pither. Fagvi Raval. Tom Reagan. Satish Kumar Sakthi Velen. With first class honours, Namita Shenolika. James Speak. Abdul Harith bin Suleiman. With first class honours and with the school prize for the top project on an undergraduate programme, Martinus Talmantast. Calvin Tong. Rakesh Vadgama. Hayley Wakeford. Chris Washington Jones. Dylan Webber. With first class honours, Toby Wild. With first class honours, Chris Wilson. David Richards Chimanem Woke. Callum Woon. Billy Wright. Dane Wright. Hock Hian Yap. With first class honours, Manish Yonghang. Moath Zafar. Joel Bokeza. For Bachelor of Engineering in Mechanical and Manufacturing Engineering with first class honours, Ben Armitage. With first class honours, Jack Brown. With first class honours, Daniel Cockfield Hall. With first class honours, Joshua Cohen. Jamie Cruikshank. With first class honours, Cosmas Dowdu. With first class honours, Jack Duig. With first class honours, Elliot Earnshaw. Chris Ellis. With first class honours, George Foland. With first class honours, James Fountain. With first class honours, David Gattenby. With first class honours, Jessica Greeno Langford. Thomas Greeno Langford. With first class honours, Asegi Kalistus Guabadi A. Jibu Kondathel. With first class honours, Shabaka Kenyatta. With first class honours, James Nibbs. With first class honours, Rhys Lanny. With first class honours and with the IMechE Best Student Certificate for BEng Honours Mechanical and Manufacturing Engineering, presented by Robert Walsh for the IMechE, Gareth McCabe. Hernani Neto. Sernil Raj Sangha. With first class honours and with the IMechE Best Project Certificate for BEng Honours Mechanical and Manufacturing Engineering, presented by Robert Walsh for the IMechE, Ben Smith. With first class honours and with the IET Manufacturing Engineering Student Prize, presented by Joe Dunn for the IET, Charlie Turvey. Ruben Toué. Precious Charles Opasunju. Sukhbir Padal. For Bachelor of Engineering in Petroleum Engineering, with first class honours, Michael Abbott. Ahmed Abdel Wahab. Salah Abdin. Yasser Abdi Shakur. Kabat Abdul Rahman. Hatim Abrar. Tiago da Rocha. With first class honours, Ozabiali Agu. Andy Ahenkro. Hamad Al Yusuf. With the BMT Asset Performance Limited Award for Performance by Design, Marcel Abazi. Habibi Alamene. Nasser Al-Askari. Ahmed Abdi. Ahmed Ali Pizzelli. Bahez Ali. Farzana Ali. Mahmoud Al-Sulyamani. Kamal Atiyah. Dlovan Babaka. With first class honours, Kareem Bihi. Mohammed Azan Haji Abdul Aziz. Pat Trawan Shawashata. Yuan Tauchu. Luke Day. Jeffrey Dixon. With first class honours, Nicole Doig. Mohammed Ahmed Assam El Badri. With first class honours, Dami Falazi. With first class honours, Mohammed Fayad. With first class honours, Barnaby Frank. Abdullah Jarada. With first class honours, Laura Sofia Gomez Gomez. Johannes Gravenstein. Tamid Gulam. With first class honours, Reese Halling. Jabir Hammam. Mohammed Amirul Ayman Hisham. Wael Usman Ibrahim. With first class honours, Abdulhadi Jara. Hussein Abubakir Abdullah Kazra. Samuel Klein. With first class honours and with the IMechE Best Student Certificate for BEng Honours Petroleum Engineering, presented by Robert Walsh for the IMechE, Namisha Kumarara Singra. Catherine Layakurawa. Sunny Man. Mohammed Malik. With first class honours, Mohamedou Bakari Abdul Bakar Mamu. Yusuf Mazen Mazouk. With first class honours, Kelvin Masikini. Jirez Hughes Masamba. With first class honours, Yusuf Maza. Svetan Mechkov. With first class honours, Korwan Mohammed. With first class honours, Haydar Masaya. Darrell Mountain. Mohammed El-Aziz. With first class honours, Joseph Nadegwa. Teslem Niamani. Helen Nodland. Obiora Obiagwu. Bolo Atife Olufon. Omar Sherdel. Nana Omiatimi. Paul Onwuchekwa. With first class honours, Ali Oseli. Hoang Doi Pham. Yaya Kwasi. With first class honours, Stelvio Rice. Thahiru Sahad. It's very exciting, I know. With first class honours and with the IMechE Best Project Certificate for BEng Honours Petroleum Engineering, presented by Robert Walsh for the IMechE, Sayakia Sadiq. With first class honours, Ali Saleh. Aref Salimi. With first class honours, Mohammed Taye. Cameron Temple. With first class honours, Janik San Uma Palan. With first class honours, Sadiq Labaran Uzman. With first class honours, Joel Tamina. I can wait here all day if needed. Hani Youssef. With first class honours, Richard Nonny. For Bachelor of Science in Computer Aided Product Design, with first class honours, Gregory Barry. Matthew Berry. With first class honours, Christopher Footner. Jayan Graham. With first class honours, Josh Linares Stanley. With first class honours, Thomas Morgan. With first class honours, Robert O'Neill. Stuart Pitsilidis. With first class honours, Andrew Smith. With first class honours and with the IMechE Best Student Certificate BSc Honours Computer Aided Product Design, presented by Robert Walsh for the IMechE, Blake Stubbs. With first class honours and with the IMechE Best Project Certificate BSc Honours Computer Aided Product Design, presented by Robert Walsh for the IMechE, Kaylee Vaudry. Lucky Ozumawe. For Bachelor of Science in Computer Networks, with first-class honours, Jacob Robin Adams. Ajay Davani. Greg Dunn. With first-class honours, Christopher Evans. Ferber Lama. Alexander Mavroyanis. With first-class honours, Michael Mills. Andrew Murphy. Lewis Williams. George Wilson. For Bachelor of Science in Electronic Systems Engineering, Scott Patterson. For Bachelor of Science in Product Design and Innovation, with first-class honours, Alice Alton. Harland Bellen Tice. With first-class honours, Sophie Victoria Brown. Antonio Gabajumo Manzano. Thomas Gray. With first-class honours, Jordan Harrington. With first-class honours and with the IMechE Best Student Certificate BSc Honours Product Design and Innovation presented by Robert Walsh for the IMechE, and with the annual IED prize, Matthew Hill. With first-class honours and with the IMechE Project Award presented by Robert Walsh for the IMechE, Stephanie Hode. Joe Hollyhurst. Callum Ivy. With first-class honours and with the IMechE Best Project Certificate BSc Honours Product Design and Innovation presented by Robert Walsh for the IMechE, Sophie Johnson. With first-class honours, Matt Jones. Fiona Keeler. Amar Limbachia. With first-class honours, Joyston Morieri. Abimbola Osideli. With first-class honours, Harry Ray. With first-class honours, Dan Sharland. James Spriggs. With first-class honours, Madeline Swaffield. With first-class honours, Georgina Tapper. With first-class honours, Nick Trod. For Master of Engineering in Computer Engineering, with distinction, Max Allen Smith. For Master of Engineering in Electronic Engineering, with distinction, Tubagus Helmi Abdullah. Noor Alaya Amran. With distinction, William Baker. With distinction, Daniel Cameron. Duncan Clark. Frederick Ford. With distinction, David George. John Hurley. With distinction, Chun Chi Lai. Nick Emerald Iman Mohammed Kairul. Matthew Pong. With distinction and with the IET prize presented by Joe Dunn for the IET, Aishwarya Tatpati. With distinction, Noor Shahira Fashazul Kifli. For Master of Engineering in Mechanical Engineering, Molly Eddy. William Arkle. Baginda Bakhtia Afendi. With distinction, George Burks. With distinction, James Bull. Takunda Chifamba. Sam Coates. Anastasios Kostaris. Bjorn Koish. With distinction, Michael Davis. With distinction, John Dunn. Mohammed Arif Ashraf Ehsan. With distinction, Jacob Halsworth. With distinction, James Joy. With distinction, Adam Karasinski. Kieran Kilgariff. Philippos Kaipourantis. Jamie Leopard. With distinction, Christopher Lloyd. With distinction and with the Frederick Barnes Waldron Best Student Award presented by Robert Walsh for the IMechE, Chris Painter. Nicholas Port. With distinction, Kieran Reck. Sam Simai. Unal Tabak. James Tatham. With distinction and with the IMechE Best Student Certificate for MEng Mechanical Engineering presented by Robert Walsh for the IMechE, Law Torres. With distinction, Jack Tucker. Will Westlake. Taylor White. With distinction, Luke Workman. Ashley Jade Young. For Master of Science in Advanced Manufacturing Technology with distinction, Majid Al-Sheri. Yokan Durakan. With distinction, Uthman Mohammed Mustafa El Tayeb. Gabriela Zerbi Puglisi. For Master of Science in Communication Network Planning and Management, Ofalabi Adedoyin. Ahmed Salim Al-Nazri. For Master of Science in Communication Systems Engineering, Noor Arina Zafir Abd Manef. Olufemi Asundlade. Zara Al-Bayati. With distinction, Mengistu Tekla Mariam. For Master of Science in Computer Network Administration and Management, Nawar Al-Masawi. Jantu Shavushulu. Elias Georgiou. Saeed Jahid Hassan. Huang Huang. Cesar Martinez Boniatu. Joe Nairenda. For Master of Science in Electronic Engineering, Martin Brown. Hemalata Kumbar. With distinction, Yining Yang. For Master of Science in Energy and Power Systems Management, with distinction, Mohammed Hilal Malik Al-Batashi. With distinction, Al-Ibrahim Alawi. With distinction, Ali Al-Ma'amari. Michael Saylor. Ilias Varsos. For Master of Science in Mechanical Engineering, Saleh Al-Azami. Khaled Al-Hajeri. Bilal El-Mawas. Hassan Rudan. Abdulaziz Alu-Daibi. Qilong Wang. With distinction, Anwar Yamak. For Master of Science in Petroleum and Gas Engineering, with distinction, Uthman Kayode Ali. With distinction, Chigozie Emmanuel Umiazulu. For Master of Science in Technology Management with distinction, Othman Al-Shati. Abdul Karim Al-Abdul Karim. Wei Liu Liu. Raksith Lokesh. With distinction, Parami Prasong. With distinction, Sombat Somsak. Safia Al-Ibrahim. Very good. For Doctor of Philosophy, for a program of research in watermarked face recognition scheme enhancing the security while maintaining the effectiveness of biometric authentication systems, Isa Rizal. For a program of research in investigation of aneurysm formation and macrostructural approach, Serena de Gelidi. For a program of research in development and assessment of a hemodynamic-based numerical model for stenosis growth in the carotid artery, Katerina Stamu. For a program of research in characterization of alternative materials for human vibration representation, Thiru Thirulogasingam. This concludes the presentation of students from the School of Engineering and today's ceremony.
Pro-Vice-Chancellor. Of course, today is all about our students, or as I should say now, our graduates. And so it's with great pleasure that I present to you Hayley Wakeford, who is going to respond to the university on behalf of the graduates. Hayley.
Vice-Chancellor. The University of Portsmouth is a diverse city-island community. Today, the graduates seated here are a part of a student community consisting of 23,000 students. But today we celebrate this graduating class of 2017 from the School of Engineering. Ellen DeGeneres, an American actress most famous for voicing Dory in Finding Nemo, once said to never follow anyone else's path, or as some others may know, to just keep swimming. And today I hope to share some insight into the paths of our graduates and just how far they have swum to finally be at the end of their higher education. Hard work, dedication, and endless nights in the library have allowed for us all to be here today. We may have studied the Rankine cycle until we have fallen asleep, or we may have been challenging our lecturers about that awful question first thing the very next morning. But we made it here today. And whilst the memories will fade on the more strenuous parts of our degrees, the happiest moments from making lifelong friends, and especially today, will be the reminiscence that will continue to inspire us for greatness. The university has students from over 140 different countries, travelling to study in this seaside city. And today we have 69 countries sat here for one last time after a decision that was made 3 years or even longer ago. Why choose Portsmouth? Well, to begin with, the gold standard lecturers and academics who have not only shared their knowledge with us, but also inspired us to continue to ask for help when we required it. They have inspired us to continue with one of the hardest degrees, and even though at points, some of us, if not all, felt like giving up, we are here on this glorious day. Thank you for challenging us and allowing us to reach just the start of our potential. The engineering facilities here are some of the highest level in their field, and as undergraduates or postgraduates, we had full access to them throughout our entire degree. Yet travel to some other universities, and you won't be allowed near the equipment for at least a few years. Thank you to all the technicians who have helped us with our projects, developed our skills, and prevented some near catastrophes. Thank you to the admin staff in the School of Engineering. Without you, our coursework would have never have been submitted, but also the extra stress of fearing that we would miss the 4 o'clock deadline really has been the cherry on top of the cake. The University of Portsmouth allows for students to travel the world, representing the university in competitions or on placements with global companies. These activities have been made possible by the support network of the university. This includes the Wellbeing Service, ASK, SPEC, the Student-Led Union, and many more, to which we give our thanks to today for helping us to develop in other ways than just academically. Thank you to our friends and families who have supported us, loved us, and guided us through our life. They have inspired us to do something amazing with our lives, and today is not just our proudest day, but also theirs, as they finally see us achieving a dream that, quite frankly, some people would rather walk away from. Some members of your family may no longer be here, and whilst we feel sadness that they are gone, we remember their wise words and love they left us with. I would just like to take a moment to remember my own grandfather, who inspired me to continue to be strong and battle my way through life, even when there was no light at the end of the tunnel. Engineering is about designing revolutionary innovations, but it is not just that. It is also about developing and improving what has already been innovated. And with that in mind, we can never truly master this subject. With the knowledge and life skills we have learnt, we are now ready to be the future of worldwide companies, leaders in armed forces, or to follow a new path altogether. I didn't mention at the start that Ellen DeGeneres actually said to never follow anyone else's path, unless you're in the woods and you're lost and you see a path, then by all means follow that path. So, if you are stuck with which path to follow, you can always return to the University of Portsmouth to find inspiration for your next path. Or, if you are really lost, you can always apply to be a student again. We have cried together, laughed together, and we will all forevermore be a part of this wonderful establishment. We have found our way on our own paths to this day, but today we sit here together as alumni of the University of Portsmouth on the same path. And today we can reflect and celebrate all of our hard work. We will all be successful wherever we choose to continue our journeys. But I thank you all for the memories and experiences we have shared together. Congratulations to all of us on finally completing a truly remarkable degree. It is now finally our turn to quite literally change the world for the better. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this stage of the proceedings, it is quite normal for our Chancellor, Sandy Toksvig, to make a speech. Unfortunately, she's in the field somewhere in a secret location filming, I believe, Christmas Celebrity Bake Off. However, she did not want to leave you without some words from herself, and so we have a message from her. Thank you.
I am so sorry not to be with you for this great day of celebration, but please know that I am probably off working so I can pay my own kids' university fees. I wish I could be there to send you on your way. First of all, may I pay tribute to the mature students in the room who have made the fantastic decision to further their education. When I met the novelist Storm Jameson, she was well into her 80s and preoccupied with taking her GCSE biology exam because, as she told me, I haven't had time before. And that's the spirit. We should never be done with expanding our minds, and I salute you. Now, to the brilliant young people, first of all, you are brilliant young people, and don't let anyone in the older generation tell you otherwise. I have every faith in you and can only apologize for the many messes my generation has been responsible for. Despite our errors, however, take time to consider that some old-fashioned ideas still have merit, and that includes how we deal with each other. That great son of Portsmouth, Charles Dickens, who passed away long before social media began to dominate communication, wrote, "I have heard it broached that orders should be given in great new ships by electric telegraph. I admire machinery as much as any man, and am as thankful to it as any man can be for what it does for us. But it will never be a substitute for the face of a man, with his soul in it, encouraging another man to be brave and true. Remember the friendships which you have forged in your time here flourished because you spent time together. So when you can, try to be in the moment. What does that mean? Well, instead of tweeting and texting people who are not with you that you are having a wonderful time, try having a wonderful time with the people you are actually with. Sometimes that may even be your parents, and now that you are officially grown up, you might be shocked to discover that there is more to them than you thought. Parents, quick note to you, there may also be more to your kids than you thought, and you will soon discover this, as even children with degrees are unlikely to ever leave home. Don't dwell on your failures, learn from them. If you are running a race and fall over a stick, standing and staring at the stick is not going to help you finish the race. What else? Beauty. I'm sure you all look beautiful today, and that is because you are young. The bad news is it's not going to last. Boys, your hair's going to go. Girls, you don't even want to know what's going to go. Here is the good news. Your brain and your store of knowledge is, even with a degree, in its infancy. Never stop learning. Think of the books there are to read, the music there is to listen to. I envy you. Remember, you are part of a privileged elite. If the world consisted of just 100 people, then only 7 would have a university degree. You are one of those magic 7. And with that privilege comes a responsibility to make a difference. You have the tools now, use them for good. You will never be enriched by just trying to make money. Right, time for a bit of Latin, as I am the Chancellor and dressed like a wizard. Lucem sequamur. It's the university motto. Let us follow the light, the inner light that comes from education, from expanding the mind, and from a deep belief that knowledge, not just for a vocation, but also for its own sake, is always worth seeking. I wish you every success. Now go change the world. I know you can do it, and it certainly wants doing.
I want to add my congratulations to all those who have graduated today and for all those who have supported them. This marks the formal end of the ceremony. Please be upstanding for the procession. Thank you.